Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker 7 Seals. Talk about a few things, brothers and sisters. Here's some background. With how things are, and how we wish them to be, how things are. Let's deal with treachery. See, they declared war on us 500 years ago. Our nation, also our brother Esau, they declared war on us. Absolute war. Right? Worse than any war ever. The Quran says persecution is worse than slaughter. Persecution is worse than slaughter. Or it's even better than just to kill us. Persecution is worse than slaughter, because you did, that's it. But persecution, right, it's painful. And they persecute us. They declare war on us and persecute us. They don't make clear us to kill us. They declare war on us to persecute us, enslave us, to rob us, to beat us, to rape us. Things that you can't imagine, because we can't imagine, like you can't imagine what a pig thinks is possible. Right? And we can't imagine how evil they were, because we don't have that evil mind. We don't have the beast. That's why the scripture refers to them as beasts. But even if things that we can figure out what they did is beyond imagination. How could they do that? They did. They went on for 400 years. That's 400 years as far as the Abrahamic covenant is concerned. But as Elijah Muhammad told you, that a 64-year, preparation period. Turn you to Negro butts. But along the way, we submitted, we suffered. And some of us suffered, and some of us suffer even more. The women suffered even more because they could do things that they couldn't do to us. I mean, how evil is it to rape someone, beat them, have them out in the field working 24/7, rape them while they working, and tell them, they were telling them to bend over, and they rape them, and you still pick that cotton, nigga. While they still picking the cotton. Can you believe that? The sister picking the cotton, he tell her, bend over, he's raping her. I said, you better keep picking that cotton when he's raping her. And then she gets pregnant, she got to carry his baby. Who's going to hate her? I mean, that's beyond, that's anything you could think of. That's more than a man could think of. See? So you look at it like that, you say, well, sisters had it worse than we did. And they should get as much reward as they suffered. Right? They suffered a different way, but they suffered more than we did. Our suffering was more of an emotional thing, like, oh man, feel, because we couldn't protect our women, some of us. Because that was, here you are, and this clown this devil jumped off his horse, bends over, started raping her, and tells you, and you right there next, and you can't say, what you look at, nigga? And you can't say nothing. And she's looking at you, she's crying, and you can't do anything. For man, that is for a real man, that's something. And we suffer too, that we can protect our women. But you wouldn't believe it now the way we acting, because we act like we forgot about all that. And the sad thing about it is that the brothers and sisters running around right now, they were back then, they just don't know it. They're going to find out eventually. But that's what, now what I'm getting to is, like, you got some people, they're broke. I can't take this anymore, man, master. Right? Master, I tell you what they're doing. Just can I have a piece of bread, another piece of bread or something? They sold all the other ones out. They sold all the other ones out. Master, he said something bad about you, Master. He said good morning, but he don't mean it. Well, sister, when nobody was looking, because you could not be, they had breeding farms where they picked the most strongest, right? One of us to breed more slaves, right? But otherwise, that it's not. When I watch those movies, they whitewash it. Other than that, you couldn't touch the women unless they told you, and it was like an incentive. You tell you to do 1 bale of cotton a day, right? Nigga, if you do 2 bales, you can have Sarah on the weekend. That's what they would do. And so cruel, right? You want a woman, you can't touch you, right? You work in that's who you're gonna touch. You could say anything, right? He jumped on and raped, you could say anything. Sometimes if she's struggling, Master tell you to hold her down while he's raping her. How cruel and sick are these people? And you fish bumping them? You call them bro? Some dude, I was on the gym, what was that, this morning? You go, hey bro, you kidding me? Whoa. And so, you couldn't hold down, Bob. You see? And some brothers, right, they just couldn't tell, they couldn't do it. They ended up dying. But you had some. I'm not saying you were for doing it, because that's what we submitted. We submitted to how hard they did. But some of them would go out and sell other ones out, and they, like say, a sister, she would take and sneak. You might as well look at, might as well take gotta go to the bathroom or something, right? And she'd say, hey bro, put your seed in me. Because that was the only hope that I see one day would get revenge on these clowns. And they didn't want it, and that's the other incentive too, because if you was pregnant by one of the brothers, then they couldn't get you pregnant. So they would say, brother, come on, put seed in me. Yeah, this kind of stuff will happen. But an emotional level is just survival. And they do it real quick. Okay? And then you got like these niggas here. Oh, Master, when you was going, he did that. See? So you get an extra piece of bread or something. Those are traitors. Because they're trading right now. See, the thing is, what you're going to find in a minute, you're going to find that those was traders, but they're here now. But you don't understand it. And so their treachery is still going ongoing. Because these are traitors. If they're not, unless they're demons are not traitors. Right? They're infiltrators, they're not traitors. Right? Because they work for the devil. They are the devil, they work for the devil, that's not traitors. But the ones that's supposed to be original, and they work for the devils, they're traitors. Like that clown right there, Ishmael, traitor. He's not a demon. Unless you don't say Elijah Muhammad's a demon. He's a traitor. Right. Well, so, because Farrakhan gave him a little house, a car, right? Right? Throw him a couple of lamb chops every now and then. He's a traitor. Yeah, how I love devils and stuff. We ain't up a skin color. You can't call us. I'm a race. You goddamn right. If you want to call it, if racist means, right, I'm looking out for my people, then I'm a racist. That's not really what it means. It means that it depends on how you look at it. But the way it's supposed to mean is that you're looking for people to the expense of other people. I don't care about other people. I worry about my people. So they don't call him racist fine. But see, he's a coward. Traitors are always cowards, so he's a coward too. Because he thinks Farrakhan's about to go. And he ain't going to take no weight. He think he's going to be leading Nation of Islam. He think he's not going to take any weight. They push on him. Hey, man, I ain't no stress. I love white people, man. I fight for white people, man. And we're the same. And I ain't going to, see, because they come after him. He fold like a house of cards. He folded. Man, that's why he's sitting up right now. You can't attack us, because he can't take no way. He's a coward, just like his spiritual daddy, Farrakhan. Farrakhan's a stone cold coward. I was there. They punked him. That's how Wallace got in charge. He was stone cold. That's why he got that little pimp scar. You ever notice pimp scar he got on his jaw? Anybody know hood know what that means? So, goddamn coward. Right? Whole damn family. But these, unless they demons, they traitors. They was traitors back then. They traitors now. They ain't doing anything for the Nation of Islam. And they knowingly, see, unless they total idiots, they knowingly lying, because scriptures doesn't back up anything they saying about Farrakhan. So Farrakhan throwing a little, hey man, here's some little chocolate, right? See? He called it chocolate, it's shit. But he said, hey, he says chocolate, it must be chocolate. He says honey, it must be honey. He's doing the shit and they, oh man, Farrakhan, must be honey. He says like, don't taste funny, but yeah, he says honey, must be something wrong with my taste buds. And what happened to traitors? You don't even want to know. Because we can't imagine how evil the devils were, but they can't imagine, they can, like I said, unpressed, what do you say, say we do a strange thing. So our punishment is unimaginable. We can think of punishments that you could never think of. And it says here we get the most severe. When you say the most, that means that's the best. The most severe chastisement. You want to read this again? And then move on, brothers and sisters. Look what it says. And this is exactly what they do. What happened here?
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement.
Most grievous
and
chastisement.
Allah is not heedless of what you do.
Well, let me change. I have so you hear, brothers and sisters. I'm having a problem with this. All my systems are just compromised. I don't know how I get anything done anymore. Hold on.
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Let's break that down, brothers. They love this world's life. The little trinkets and stuff the devil gives them and Farrakhan gives them. They love that. They betray their own people for that. Right? And it says the most severe chastisement, most. Because they all lie. All you got is, you easy. Just listen to them every Sunday and go and check the scriptures and see if they favor those scriptures. See if they favor to mess with black man, because he tells you you can't worship Master Muhammad because he's flesh, right? And we ain't going nowhere. We realize Muhammad, that was his primary message. We're going home. And God's a man, can't be anything other than a man. They say no. Well, he's a man. Yeah, but he prayed to somebody. Who's he praying to? Stuff like and they say, oh, Malachi, but they read Malachi. That doesn't say anything about Farrakhan. And say Exodus, same thing too. Say Moses, it says Elijah, but then what Aaron did? He said he's Aaron, but what did Aaron do? And we're not talking about way in the future, brother says. We're talking about the next few months before the end of the year. By the end of the year, they won't just taste it. They won't get a full measure of the wrath of God. Full measure, wrath of the Lamb and the wrath of God. It says most severe chastisement. And not to mention their own people. Treachery, they're treacherous. There's no way you can do it. Now tell me some other way. They're not faithful to the scripture. They ain't faithful to the message of the black man. They ain't faithful to any of that stuff. They just make up stuff. Like we know this clown over here, you know, he's not a demon, so he's a traitor. See, because the bottom line is he couldn't get a job at Popeyes, right? If he had a job licking the toilets, he couldn't get a job doing that because he couldn't. He's incompetent. He can't do that. The boy is stupid. He's ignorant. He's stupid. And if it wasn't for Farrakhan, right, letting him lick his ass, he wouldn't be doing anything. So Farrakhan said, "Okay, come over, look at my ass, and I'll get you this." Yeah, okay. You know what it is? That's what he does. All of them do it, really. They take turns. Farrakhan ain't seen no new toilet paper long. Well, he don't use it no more, right? Because he's a distant bow, right? When he was, toilet paper was, hey bro, I need toilet paper for her. Got these, and they do a good job. And forget about Nuri, all of them, Nuri, all of them. A few more days. We're gonna talk about this war, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna give you some background stuff though. See, God can make God, we can prove it. God can make God as America and Britain. Two world empires, chapter 20 of Revelations, what you call Revelations. There used to be two world powers that come out. World powers. There's only been two that you know about. In all the history, there's only been two world powers. Rome was not a world power. Only America and Britain. And God, may God be the mother of God. Then you got the Antichrist, that's false Israel. Okay, let me point this out, brothers and sisters. So again, Elijah Muhammad's not a clown. But Farrakhan's used him as a clown. He's a prop. See, they think they're wise, but see, they didn't come to this themselves. They're too stupid. There's devil psychologists come up with it, right? This is again any original person that might be waking up just a little bit, put him right back to sleep. Because the purposes of ventriloquist, he talks, but it looks like the dummy's talking. Because words come out of the dummy's mouth. But it's actually the words of the ventriloquist. So the trick is, he's putting words in the dummy's mouth, which we usually Elijah Muhammad's a dummy, but it's actually his words. But then when he tells us back and says, oh, well, I'm saying what Master, I'm a student of Elijah Muhammad, and I'm just saying what he says. But what Elijah Muhammad saying is Farrakhan's words. You see a trick there? So in other words, I'm teaching Elijah Muhammad's teaching. No, you teach your teaching and using Elijah Muhammad as a prop. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. Okay, we've got a couple of subjects. I'm not going to cover all these brothers and sisters, but guys, I had a chance. I'm changing course today to talk about something else. Okay, war in heaven. Now I'm going to talk about that a little more in another way today, brothers and sisters, but I've been talking about this for years. I told an abomination of desolation. I talked about that for years. I got the presentation out there on YouTube. Unless they block the channel, just deplatform it. They had platformed a bunch of them over the years. And I'm pretty sure they'll get this one sooner or later. But War in Heaven is chapter 12. It starts out with abomination of desolation. It said war broke out in heaven. And abomination, no one's called but me. Now after it happened, now 7 months after it happened, before it happened, I was warned about it before it happens, right? And where would happen? Who would be the characters? I would say players, but I don't really like that. That's bad. They're not players actually, because it's just not a game. That's just stupid ass language. Right? And you think that's nothing. They say players, oh yeah, it's a language, yeah, but you don't know what it's doing to your brain. Your brain is calculating that in a different way if you said, right, characters. They didn't know this. Yaqub taught them this stuff. They didn't understand the concepts behind it. But they maybe now. But words used are important. Because you say, oh, it's just a word, but your brain's a calculator. And it may get past you as just a word, But the brain's gonna calculate that, and your decision might be like decision what's that, right? Because you let stuff go through that you didn't pay attention to. Words matter. Okay. So right now, where we are right now is, and I want to talk about that in more than a few minutes. With the second stage where Michael's angels go to war is Dragon's angels. See? Well, actually, that's the third stage because Michael and his angels go to war, right? But Michael hasn't got involved yet, at least not knowingly. Now, my expectation is that when Master Rama gets involved, right, you're going to know it either directly or indirectly. Why indirectly means, right? Because when it hits up, it's going to heat up like you can't imagine in a minute. If they try to, because they're not going to be able to use their nuclear weapons. How did that happen? And you're not going to be able to take them out with the Air Force. How did that happen? Was something behind the scene happening? So it shows things happening. That's Master Muhammad, because no one else you can explain the other kind of way. So whether you want to be visible or not visible, that's another story together. That's going to be the reason why they're not going to go back over there once they get their ass kicked out of there. Right? And then the dragon. Now, they're playing games right now, but it's coming out more and more and more that they actually go to war. The dragon, who is al-Assad, Sunni, they're going to be on America's side against Iran. And that's going to happen any day now. Now, I told you, this war, I've been telling you all year, any day now. And then that happened. See? And so now the next thing, but the bottom line is that it's not open-ended. Open-ended. Because if you read the whole thing here, Dragon House, that's got to happen. See, what's going to happen next, right? It's going to blow up and America's going to end up attacking. Iran will attack American bases because they're going to run them out of there. So they have to attack them to do it, right? And that's when but they're going to attack them. So when they attack them, they also attack the countries that host them. So I'm not putting that detail here, but because remember these bases in the countries, they're in Qatar, they're in Arabia, they're in Jordan, they're in Iraq, see? And so therefore, when they attack them, they already warned these countries, they're going to attack them too. That's when the dragon and everything gets involved, right? So it's full-blown war at that time, right? I'm saying full-blown war. And at that time, it says, that's when the accused of our brethren be cast down. Well, that's Farrakhan. So, and all these things are going to happen, right? And my opinion right now, right? Full-blown war within the next 60 days before September. It start before September. It'd be blazing in September, during September. But September is I know it's going to be over by December. I just don't know all the details in between time. Only Master Muhammad knows that. He says that. He's the only one to know. But I know the time period, right? And so, because between October and November is when they're going to attack us. Sometime in that 60-day period between October and November, that's when they're going to attack us. They won't attack us until they're kicked out. And so I'm looking at September is when they actually get defeated. But they will by the end of the year. Right? By the end of the year, they're going to attack us. Right? They'll be defeated. Okay. By December. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we see these are the ones going to be fighting against Iran. And Syria, according to the scriptures, Syria be constituted during the war because they have problems over in Syria right now and starting to fight back. Anyway, we know Iran definitely. That's the king of the north. And it's all about you, brothers and sisters. You don't know it. It's all about you. So I want to talk a couple of things here. See here? Now Daniel, they talk about this gold, this silver, this brass, and this iron. Now I'm just mentioning that, by the way, because I'm trying to give you some basic stuff if you tend to do some study or whatever. And this is why they say that, because if you notice, the statue, right? Well, don't brass, it's like a fool's gold. I mean, if you shine up real good, you might think it's gold. And iron, the same thing. It's like a fool's silver. Why are they putting that order like that? Because you're going to have somebody here pretending they're fake gold and fake iron, fake silver. Like, you know, your silverware, with your fork on, that's not silver unless you get Donald Trump somehow. That's not silver, it's iron. They call it silverware. And the main one I want to focus on this one right here, because this is false Israel right here, this one. They pretend to be us. That's it. That's why it says, see, you don't pay attention to these things. It said Nebuchadnezzar had an image of gold. See, they say like some kind of image statue. No, this is an image of gold. Brass is an image of gold. That's what he's talking about. See, let's move on. I just throw some things out there, brothers and sisters. Things you can look at if you're looking. Now the thing is, right now, this whole war is between the original, what you might call Asiatic black man or original people, and the devils. So it's like steel against porcelain. And when they collide, see, the thing is, they want to keep you off the road so you don't get in a collision with them. Because if they collide, this cracks. Cannot withstand that war. That's why they don't want you to know who you are. They want you fighting for them. Fight for them. They don't want fighting against them. I'm just throwing it out there, brothers and sisters. Just concepts. Now this. Think about, pay close attention, brothers and sisters. So you never understand what Elijah Muhammad or Master Muhammad said, make our own cream of the planet of God universe. You see the one outside there? All right. Now here where they got the red arrows. See, that's the universe. See in the center here, right? That's the earth. And us right in the very center of the earth. Now where I'm showing these arrows here is because the universe contracts, right? Like a balloon squeeze. Pressure builds, pressure builds, pressure builds. And the Quran says there was a time when it was like that. It says when earth and heavens were one. Now that was called the Big Bang. But they said it was the size of an atom. The whole universe, it was one side of an atom. So if you can believe it was the size of an atom, like they tell you, then you sure can believe it was the size of Earth. There's a lot of things to prove this. Because if you understand, but see, our people don't study, they don't understand, so talking stuff, they'll skip right past them. Because iron and gold and silver, that stuff just doesn't happen. It takes extreme pressure to build atoms, extreme pressure. Like our sun, as big as it is, it can only make the simplest atom, helium. It's not strong enough. Helium is two protons and two electrons, two protons and two neutrons. Right? That's the simplest one. But you're talking about uranium stuff, the sun can't do that. You need to start billions of times bigger than the sun. Billions of times, so you can't even imagine that kind of size. Billions of times bigger than the sun, larger than the sun, to make something like uranium, plutonium, stuff like that. Go like that's what 200-300 neutrons and protons, and it's a lot of pressure to do that. See, that's why it says it's called the stars our treasuries, because the stars, we need the stars to make that stuff, and then we cause the star to blow up, and that's when all stuff comes out. All that go, see, because we don't need it here, but we need to make all the planets, because for 72 trillion years, we think we were scratch our ass. We made billions and trillions of planets out there. Billions and trillions of planets that you're going to live on, as the Quran tells you and the Bible tells you, that God is wise as the heavens and earth once we get out of here. We're gonna populate all the whole universe, and we ain't gonna be. And we've traveled 24 billion miles per second, speed of thought. That means we'd be there as hot, right? Probably the hardest, farthest star away. Might be taking. Probably wouldn't take more than a week to get there. But the other one, a day, half an hour, whatever. 24 billion miles per second. And the technology you need to travel at that speed without running anything. I mean, we're talking about a whole different thing, brothers and sisters. This two-dimensional world cannot comprehend any of that. But what I'm saying here is that you got that, and when it's like that, then the only reason why the universe stopped contracting is that it has to be something in the center that's pushing back, that's equal to it, then it stops. Because if you start squeezing, right, then there's nothing to start, it just squeezes out of existence. If you squeeze it, that means the center has to eat the pressure that's being, right, has to be, then inner pressure has to equal outer pressure, like right now. Only reason why we're under intense pressure right now. If you don't believe it, take a can, look, just look on YouTube and look at, there should be an example right there. Go and say, what happens when you pour air out of a can? It's crushed like that, because the air inside is equal to the air outside, so it's good. The air inside of you is equal to the air outside. That should have, because you can have, it don't have to be a can. It can be a big old, something as big as a train. If you suck all the air out of it, it squashes like it was nothing. Because that's how powerful the air pressure we're under. But the thing is, we have air inside of us that equals that, so that's why it doesn't. That's why planes, they weigh 20, 30, 50, 100 tons. Well, they on air. That means there's so much air pressure because the air is keeping them up. So that means that has to be a lot of pressure to hold up a plane that's being thousands of tons. Anyway, so you're squeezing, right? So all that universe is totally energy. It's only energy, period. It's the universe energy, period. That's all it is. And the laws of it is every action has an opposite equal reaction. That's the law, right? The mathematical law. So as the universe expands and contracts, as it's contracting now, the energy is coming back. Because right now, it's coming back. But as we expand, all the energy got out there, and we use the energy to make planets and all that kind of stuff, right? But now it's contracting. So now we're down here almost to full we at full expansion, and we're starting to contract. But here, they're full contraction. And when full contraction, then start expanding again. A full contraction, right? And so that means the earth is the center, as the Quran tells you in the Bible also, is the center. So the earth, the earth has to be able to withstand that pressure, that total contracted universe. That means the earth, this whole thing was a star at that time. The earth was at the center of that star. And who was at the center of the earth? How you know who was at the center? See, that's why you understand. It says, make on a cream of the planet Earth. Why I say cream of the planet Earth? Because cream right from the bottom to the top. And the bottom would be in the center. See, we used to live in the center of Earth. Then we moved to, that's why it says, Iblis said, you made me a fire. Who was fire at that time? See, that's, you don't put these things together. Who was fire at that time? See? And then we moved into oceans, right? And then from there, we started creation. That's why I said create everything out of water. Because we lived in the center, and then we moved and lived in the oceans for billions of years, trillions of years lived in the ocean. And then we found it, and once we put the sun out there, then we moved to the surface. We didn't put the surface until we moved, made a sun. But the bottom line is, so all that thought travel, why does thought travel 24 billion miles per second? Because the pressure's so great, because when the greater pressure, the greater temperature. Remember, it was a superstar. And temperature means atoms move around faster, faster, and faster. But if that was the whole universe, the star means atoms move around extremely fast. Atoms move extremely fast in the center. They move around fast on the outer side because it's more space. They have more space to move in. But in the center there, they have less space, so but the same has to be the same amount. The pressure has to equal. So the pressure So the atoms moving so hot, 24 billion miles a second. It's just stream heat, right? So that's consciousness. So what it's saying is that we was at the center, and that's why the Earth has all the elements, because that's why it has uranium, all those things I told you that our sun can't do. And take a star billion times larger than the sun to make those heavy elements, and the Earth has all of them. The only planet has all of them. That shows that it would have to be the center of a star at one time, to create the pressures that would cause that to happen. But then, speed of thought, and then but that moves so fast that it's consciousness. So in other words, so the center there is that force there has to be equal to the force. That's why I got arrows there like that. The force center has to be equal to the force outside, so it stops compressing. It stops right there. Right? So pay close attention to this. So the center, the pressure in the center, right? The very center, 24 billion miles per second. Right? But the pressure in the center is equal to the pressure of the contract universe. So that means, right? The pressure in the center is equal to the pressure outside, right? And so it reacts to everything's happening outside because they're both equal. What's inside reacts to what's on the outside because they're both equal at that time, both equal. The reaction is equal. That's what I mean, the reactions are equal because both of them, they stop. The pressure on the outside is equal to the pressure inside, so the reaction is equal. So the inside reacts to the pressure on the outside, the reaction, right? But the pressure inside is conscious. So the reacting, it means remember, it's a reactor. Everything's happening outside. It means conscious everything happening outside. Maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth. God, just say create Earth, maker. Because we had to give it form after we started expanding. We started giving the Earth form. That's what, because, okay, with fire angels. Okay, how do you make water? Make water by buying two atoms, hydrogen and oxygen. And both of them are gases. So the universe is expanding. Then you got the atmosphere, there's like oxygen, then you start combining those, and now you have water. So you start cooling the earth down. You combine to cool the earth down, right? Okay. And then after you cool it down, now you live in water, and then later on you take the hydrogen, right? And that's what the sun is made of, hydrogen. And make a sun heat the earth up on the outside. Because now it's getting colder because it's expanding. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So we live on the surface. But what I'm trying to say, that's what the lesson means. That's why we're the God, maker, owner, creator, because we're conscious of the whole universe. Right? And right now, we're just not aware of it. That's why I was talking about that universal brain. We're all part of that. God, Allah is He who comprehends all vision. Vision comprehends Him not. That means we all brain cells are the originator. The originator is here to always be here because we're always here. Farrakhan talking about the originator. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. The originator is that first God, right? And now we're all it. We all brain cells of that original brain. And once we have enough energy to tune in again, then we're going to realize it. And we're going to tune in, all of us tune into that super consciousness. So I'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. But if you get it, maybe no. Okay, let's look at this. See here? Watch this. See what's happening here? Momentum in heaven and earth become a sudden. So in other words, the universe is contracting, so it come back in the waves. See? Every 50 years, probably every 50 years, we can show it. I'm not going into details about that now. Every 50 years, you get energy wave. It's warming up the earth, heating the earth up. Global warming. See? It's good for us, it's bad for them. Because the earth is warming up. That means the outer or polar cap's going to melt. Because when they dig under those polar caps, they see this vegetation stuff under there. So you mean there was a time there wasn't any polar caps. That means the earth had to be hot, warm, hotter than it is right now. But as the earth expands, it got cool. The energy goes out. That means it gets cooler and cooler and cooler. So it got so cool, we got cold polar caps. You start having deserts. That's why it's look right now, because we're in a period of energy deprivation for basically the last 50,000 years actually, it's the beginning, but we didn't really start feeling it personally until about 6,000 years ago. Right? So it's less water, famine, right? So we're having deserts, right? Ice caps, water levels drop, so forth, so on. So now it's global warming. Well, yeah, because now we're back up again. But see, they don't like it because they're winter people. They was built just for when time was energy deprivation. Creating haze, it was just built just for a period of time. So they like winter people. They can't resist during the winter. They don't know anything about summer, fall. They came, and so therefore when spring comes, it makes them nervous because that means their whole world's starting to evaporate. Man, because the whole world is based on cold, blizzards, snowstorms, ice, icebergs, snowmen, snow. But if summer comes, spring comes, all that stuff just goes away. And their power goes away because their power is based on that. While we're freezing, oh man, we can't get that. Because we summer people, oh man, it was cold. So the only way we can survive, we got to submit to them. Oh man, so what can you do? Okay, we come away from me, boy. And I'll let you stay and I'll get your stove. You got to submit to them because we couldn't do anything. Because we're summer people. And they're winter people. And they ain't know anything about winter. Summer. They don't even know if summer and spring exists. People tell them about it. Oh, there's heaven. There's hereafter. Oh man, well, they think somebody after you die. No, it's just a new season coming in. Your season. Yeah. But you don't know it. And so you out here fighting because they're trying to do everything they can to stop summer coming in, spring coming in. Because that's destroying their stuff. That's what they're doing. They don't realize that's what they're doing. They don't realize they can't stop it. And then they got you to do the same thing. So you helping them try to stop the spring coming when spring is for you. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, look at this. This is what's going on exactly right now, brothers. I want you to understand. What I just showed you. They show you how, as the universe gets right, energy wave, the universe gets high, the pressure builds up, and global warming, Earth gets warmer, but pressure builds. And let's say now the people are expanding, pressure gets now it's coming back. Now the pressure start building. Right? That's what's driving everything. That's driving global warming. It's driving all what's going on right now because the pressure's building up. Now you got 5 particular races here. So if you say one is like iron, one like brass, right? Say then the lowest one like porcelain. It might not be able to survive that pressure because now they all collide with each other. You got the diamonds. The iron colliding with the brass, right? With the silver or whatever you got, collide with the brass, and that's with aluminum, and then with the porcelain. And the porcelain gonna take the worst of it because it hit, boom. You got a Lamborghini hits a Volkswagen Beetle. You know what's gonna happen with that? Lamborghini may have a scratch if it's made of metal, like I think it is. And the Volkswagen Beetle is made of plastic. Boom, everybody is dead, and the Lamborghini said, "Man, maybe got a scratch." That's what's happening. We ain't the same, and so that's why they move around faster. Because under pressure, the lower your structure, the faster you're gonna move around. Mass times acceleration equals force. The force is equal for everyone. But the difference is between the mass and acceleration. So the lower your mass, the more acceleration you're going to have. The faster you're going to think, the faster you're going to move. They think faster than us, but more shallow than us. Think faster, more shallow. We think slower, but deeper. See? So we normally think before we move, normally. But they just move. Like I say, they rush the trouble. Their feet faster trouble. Because they don't think what they're doing is doing. Like right now, all the stuff they're going to these wars and everything, they think these things through. We look deeper into it and say, that don't make any damn sense. When you get back to your original mind, right now they have you thinking on a low level too. You understand? So right now, you understand what's driving this. If you understand what's driving this, that means they move around faster, right? The pressure means collisions. The more pressure, the greater collisions. The greater temperature, faster you're moving, the greater the collisions, right? See? So that means war. If the collision's high, collision, interactions, interact between a male and male, female, a general one, that's a collision, but it's one that you enjoy. But if you get to fighting, that's more. Then you get to shooting, that's even worse, and killing, that's even. See? So in other words, the temperature keep building, the collisions get more intense, and that's where war comes from, and that's what they've all been about. And so now that's where you see wars get more and more intense, but they want to stop it. See, because it's getting, they started getting all actions and everything. That's what false Israel, right? Oh man, that's why they wanted to stop it, because they were getting their ass kicked. See, because right now they cannot withstand the pressure. Neither can America, because they've got low structure. They're two-dimensional people, right? They grafted. They can't withstand the pressure of the universe contracting. That's every 50 years. They want a 50-year. Well, let me say this. All you got to do is track it, bro. It says go back to 1860s. Because I said it reflects our emotions. The weather and Elijah Muhammad taught that, but I know you didn't catch that one. The weather and music, all that stuff music reflects our emotion. Because the whole world is jumping to our music, not Beethoven, right? Not even Elvis. But he stole that from Chuck Jackson, right? Or whatever his name is. But the thing is that when the blues start, go check it out. Blues start, same time we so-called got out of slavery. We're still slaves now, you just don't understand it. I'm not going to sidetrack and get to that right now, bro. It's just I talk about it. All right. And what? You hit the blues. You know what to do. You wouldn't work for master anymore. You have education. You have anything. You stay out there. You're in the plantation or now. You got to find food. You got to take care of family. You know what to do. You had no idea. You're in a strange country, right? You don't know anything. They couldn't even hardly speak the language. You couldn't speak the language. All you know is yes, master, no master, please, master. What can I do for you, master? You ain't know. You ain't had no language. You watch these damn stupid shows. Right? You go down in the South right now. You got people right down in Birmingham say they can't even talk, even now. I remember I was down there, I said my own business, where I was on a contract down there, about 20 years ago, I guess, maybe more. A contract in Birmingham. I forgot, I don't know why I had that contract down there, I forgot. I think I was waiting for I don't know, I had a contract down there, it's been long, I forgot. I think it was the Bell System down there or something. And I went to the gym one day, and this brother walked up on me. He started talking, I didn't understand a damn thing he was saying. He was speaking English, I didn't understand a damn thing he was saying. I'm serious. I was hoping he didn't ask me a question, because I didn't understand a damn thing he was saying. Nothing. I was in Birmingham, Alabama. I had no idea what he was saying. And I'm not being facetious. I did not understand what he was talking about. I had no clue. So we came out, it was worse than that. We had no language. They kept you, they couldn't let you read it right. All you had to, all you know is, I picked the cotton for you today, master. Good morning, master. I got a bathroom, master. Your language very limited. And see, another thing, the more language you have, the more you can think. You need language to think. And that's why you don't want to go to school and study everything, because that's why your think is so low, because your vocabulary is so low. I mean, how you can think about physics and everything, and you don't even know anything about atoms and planets and you know, it's like a giraffe. I watched this. I watched this big guy. I don't know what I was watching this picture had two giraffes, and somehow I just think about it. Look at, I said, you know, these giraffes, they're alive, but they don't know they're alive. They don't know they're alive. They don't know they're on a planet. They don't even know they're going to die. They don't know they was born. But they're alive, though. But they don't know it. A lot of people in that situation. I just kept looking, I said, you know, that's you know, because all they're about is how they feel. That's all they know is how they feel. They're hungry, eat. They get urge to buy whatever urge, to get the urge to have sex, they do it. Wherever the buy urge come, that's it. Total on the emotional level. Total. They think on that level, on a very limited level. right? How to get food. That's why a lion, you see, he sneaks up, right? He know how to sneak in such a way that wind don't catch him. That's it. That thing is very, very limited. And so therefore, if you don't go out and study and get language and study, then I can tell how deep your thinking is by your vocabulary. How vast your vocabulary, because you can't think outside your vocabulary. How can you? You need words to think. So the vocabulary is reduced to NFL and Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I mean, you don't know a goddamn thing. Anyway. So, I was talking about collisions, and well, I forgot. God, I got myself diverted here. So I catch myself up here. And well, let's go into this. Right? Okay. Yeah, I did forget my chain of thought, brothers and sisters. Okay, let me just, well, maybe I'll catch up to myself in a minute. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. That's it. So, the fast you're moving, because you can tell also how fast how quick you're thinking. Because you move at the pace you're speaking, right? Well, that's a little more complicated than that. But anyway, the bottom line is, that we think deeper and they think more shallow. They move faster. Our people, that's why you can't judge our people. Our people are the slowest moving people on the planet because they're not affected by the pressure as much. See? So we're not colliding up, they colliding with us. But they collide with each other. That's why devils, they war with each other all the time because they move so fast, they colliding, but we're all together, so they colliding with us. They make war on everybody else, but they're most affected by it. So maybe I talked about that in the past, maybe I talk about it in more detail all the time, but I just want to give you the basic idea. So right now, the precious building, they're most affected by it. See, that's why they always have war all the time. Because it moves faster, there's more collisions. But what it also means that as the pressure builds, it moves to a point that's actually fatal for them. It moves to a point where, you get a bumper. So say you get what they call a fender bender, or you get a 60-mile-an-hour crash. So they get fender benders all the time, right? With us, hardly do anything to us at all, right? So in other words, if they hit us, like with Lamborghini, might have a little scratch. Hit them the same speed, and it may be a lot of damage. At some point, it may be total. Well, we maybe will suffer just a scratch because we like iron, they're like porcelain. Who can understand that, brothers and sisters? See? Now, the Shia, they're original people. There's turn white. Like the Arabs too, well, some of them are Indian and some of them are demons too. But for the most part, they're original people because they are half brothers. They turn themselves white too, their skin color, but they're original. So that means internally they're still. But devils, internally they're porcelain because we made them out from us. So when the pressure gets hard enough and they collide, they will not survive it. That's why, if you understand that, that's why they're right now, the collisions amongst, remember, the weakest ones, they collide the most. So they collide against Iran and Shia right now, but they're going to lose that because they porcelain outside, but they still inside. They look like them, but they're harder inside. And so when they get to the point where it's fatal, then that means, I'm going to show you that in a minute, that means they're going to crack porcelain. Okay. So what I'm saying, I'm going to show you something right now, see, because the thing is, you got to say what's driving this thing. What's driving this? universe, the earth is contract. Now remember, okay, hold on, I missed something. Now I was talking about those 50 years. Okay, first 50 years was 1860 when the universe started contracting. We had the blues. We didn't know what to do. 50 years later, what? Jazz. Got a little jazzy. So I think Afrocentric. You didn't know anything about Africa, nothing until Noble Drew Ali, Masra Muhammad, Marcus Garvey. Then we started knowing about. We didn't know anything about Africa, nothing like that. Not even anything about education. So that moved to another level. 50 years later, what? Motown sound. Is that a coincidence? Another. Now it was Black and I'm Proud. See what I'm saying? Got rid of that math, got rid of that straight process. Afro, I'm black. You see what I'm saying? You got more energetic. Each level you became more energetic. See, I don't think anybody's singing blues anymore. Everybody's into the pop, like anyway, they might be jazz. You see what I'm saying? That you got more energized. And so now we had another 50-year period here. That means another music is about to come out. That means we're going to be even more energized than we was back in the 60s. Because the 60s, black folks started, but they had that contrast. I'm not going to go into that about the demon, but you had the thing, black folks started getting motivated, started standing for themselves. See? Start fighting back. So the next one, that's when we have victory. The next music coming out is going to be out any day now. You want to see when new music come out, just like Motown came out? No, I mean, I remember when Motown came out, I mean, wow. Because we was listening to what? What was his name? Nat King Cole and that kind of stuff, man. You know? And then all of a sudden Motown came out, man, I was like, wow, where'd that come from? And rap and stuff came out of that. Whole type of music. It was energizing. And so this is going to be victorious. Because now we've got victory, we're going to overcome our enemies and take back where everything comes from us. This music is going to be victorious. Now you're going to hear it pretty soon. You're going to hear it this year. It's going to come out this year. And I'm not a musician. If it came out for me, I'd be more surprised than anybody. I'm not a musician. I can't sing or too well. I ain't going to try. I appreciate music, but I can't sing. It come out this year because this is when all was happening. Remember, it was war going on back in the 60s, with Vietnam War and all that kind of stuff. There's another war going back down in the 20s. The First World War, it was in the Civil War. All it compared was a war going on. And they're not coincidence, brothers and sisters. It's mentors in heaven and earth, but come of a sudden. So now we're about to experience that energizing because it's already come here. It says mentors in heaven and earth have to be absorbed by earth and converted to form and used. And people going. It's new music about to come out. It's going to be victorious. It's going to change your mind. It's going to get you inspired, right? Okay. So where we are right now is that what's driving this is that the war started. They colliding. See, and for us, it was about in the process of being destroyed. If you listen to what they're saying, see, that's why they call ceasefire. Slow. But see, ceasefire doesn't really stop anything. Right? It's like I'm punching you in the face every day. Right? Punch your face every day, 10-pound force every day. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So I say, okay, let's have a ceasefire for a month. Right? Okay, so I'm not punching the face. But I'm storing up that punch. So for 30 days, right, I'm storing, so 10 times 30 is 300. So I got 300 pounds of force. That's all you did, you just laid it. So after 30 days again, boom, I hit the 300-pound force. That's what's about to happen. It's about to happen, brothers, because they don't have official ceasefire. I told you the war has already started. But remember, when you're under pressure, you're going to try to stop that pressure. Let's stop it. Because that's what false church said, let's stop this thing. See? So, okay. But you're not really doing that. You just damming it up. Right? Let's stop it. Well, so it says when it starts back up again, it'll come out like a whirlwind. It was getting their ass kicked a couple of days ago. They said false church was really getting their ass kicked. Right? So ceasefire. Every day they hold it back. The worst is going to be once that ceasefire breaks. It's going to break any day now. That's what I want you to see. So I'm gonna give you a little graphic I put together here. See your brothers and sisters, they get destroyed. Ceasefire, it just delayed it. So it said they'll come back having a whirlwind. So you're gonna see, I'm telling you, advance. I like Farrakhan. 7 months later, I know all about it. Like Sunday, we know all about this war. He never said anything about the war in the Middle East. He said about some war Armageddon was gonna spread all over Europe. They're big lies over there. They're gonna suffer the penalty. So I'm telling you in advance. It's ceasefire. It's not an official ceasefire. Because they say it's like a what do they call it? They don't call it. It's not. They call it something else. A pause. Because they said they're still at war. So it's just building up. So when it starts back up, you see, bro, says when it starts back up, Iran will come 10 times with every day they hold, right? Every day that's going to be that much more come at them. Right? And that's when forces are going down. America will be kicked out of the Middle East. God can make American Britain kicked out of the Middle East. But they kicked out. And we understand what's going on here. The reason why they was protecting false Israel, because false Israel was that false sign they put up to keep us from knowing who we are. Because Elijah Muhammad said, we true see Abraham. He said, no, you're not, because they are. See, they went back there, and God with them and everything else. Because once you find who you are, vision, people that have vision perish. Once you have vision, that vision unites people. It brings people together because they have a common vision, common goal, common destination. But right now you don't have a vision. Your vision was when Farrakhan giving you the same vision the devil's getting you. American dream, stay here. What do you want to stay here for? You have no vision. Still dependent upon the devils. Still working for the devils. You're still a slave. You wasn't working 9 to 5 when you came here. You wasn't an employee. You wasn't any of that stuff. You didn't need Social Security, any of that stuff. You was healthy. And you wasn't running around, and you was running around. Some of you might have been out of tribes, but tribe was just black folk living in the suburbs. They had cities in Africa, great cities like Timbuktu, Cairo. They sure the ones living out in the suburbs. So see? My brothers and sisters, move on. The resurrection. Now I'm talking about 2 dimensions. See, as energy, right, as the universe is expanding, we got less energy. So we move down from 3rd dimension down to 2nd dimension. So everything is 2nd dimensional. See? We was 3rd dimension, see a sphere there, but now we move down to 2nd, and that's where Sunnism is. See, they're the jinn. They're a form of Islam, but not the substance. Because Islam is mathematics, and mathematics Islam, and there's no mathematics Sunnism. They just got the form. I got Mecca, I got the Quran, I got Ramadan, I got the land, but you don't have the substance. Because if Islam is mathematics, that's the substance. Islam, that's the substance of it. Mathematics, that's what it is. But they don't have it there. I mean, they just got the structure. They don't have the mathematics to it. I'm giving you the mathematics to it right now. Because we're going to bring you back in 3rd dimension. They got 2-dimensional Islam, which is just a structure. It's like a picture. You got to picture a house, right? That's 2-dimensional. But it has no substance to it. You can't live in it. It just looks like it's a picture of it, or a diagram. That's what they have over there. That's why I say I give you Islam as a religion. Because when you move down from the 3rd dimension mind to 2nd dimensional mind, right? That means you have less energy, so you can't think 3-dimensional more. That means now you don't understand. Remember I told you how you a totally conscious universe, but now you use less energy, so now you don't have the mental ability to have total conscious universe anymore. So you start losing consciousness. So now all of a sudden you don't understand the universe like you did before, because you had full connection with it. But now you have less energy, so now you start trying, you have conjecture, well, I think it works like this, think like that. That's religion. All these religions, none of these religions tell you how the universe works. But mathematics does. The devil's mathematics don't, because they still They got some basic ideas, but they get it from research. They don't get it from thinking. They got theories. But I'm giving you the actual mathematics of it. And that's Islam. If Islam is mathematics, so if somebody talking mathematics, they talking Islam. If they ain't talking mathematics, they ain't talking Islam, and they ain't talking mathematics, they talk philosophy over there. You know what I'm saying right here? See right here? This is us. They got a two-dimensional world, and they got us in it, and we use all that energy we get. Everybody gets the same amount of energy. We're using it to grow in the second dimension. That's how we use our energy. Get a house, get a job, all that stuff. That's second dimensional. If the earth became a paradise, there's food everywhere, water everywhere, right? And you didn't even need to live in a house because you got, animals are tame, right? And you got beautiful forests or, whatever, and so you don't even, right, need to live in a house if you don't want to, but you could. But you got plenty of numbers to make a house. If you have that, then why would you need to work for anybody? Why do you need a government? Why do you need religion? Couldn't you? See what I'm saying? This all is two-dimensional stuff. We went to two-dimensional, now you need that stuff here because you wasn't food everywhere. It's only food. So whoever had control of food had control of you. Deserts and stuff. Need government because you need people to control that. So I need people to help me control it. So you don't get it. So if you want, you have to do work for me. At schools, to teach you because they don't know what's going on. Teach religion. See what I'm saying? All that are signs of this world. And they want to keep you here. Because once we go to the next world, all that stuff just disappears. The paradise. If you're in paradise, why do you need to work for anybody? Why do you need all this crazy system here? It's two-dimensional. And they want to keep you here. Farrakhan, he tell you stay here, work for it. If they get in a fight for the devils, reparations, all this kind of garbage. That's two-dimensional stuff because he's two-dimensional being himself. His father's the devil. There's the thing to keep you down here because if the three-dimensional world comes in, that destroys their world immediately because their world don't exist anymore. So that's how you got your spinning energy in this world's life. Those love this world's life, there's no portion hereafter. That's what it's telling you. This world's life is two-dimensional. But bam, then you got to get rid of two-dimensional. You got to get rid of that what you're clinging to. Allow to lift you up, you're clinging to the earth, you're clinging to two-dimensional. Move that two-dimensional, then you start moving three-dimensional. And you walking on the two-dimensional. You walking on, you stumping on these. That's why we step on them, they stumble. And that's how much going to help you with that, because you get ready to pull the plug on this one. When they go to war in the Middle East and they take control of the whole Middle East, that's called universal economic collapse. That American dream going to fade right in front of your face. Your choice then is that you're going to start using energy to go to the hereafter, develop yourself, or you're going to try to reestablish this two-dimensional world. Because that's some of you going to try to do that. Or they'll say, hey, come on, man, we're going to help to fight this war, man, and we'll get back. You're going to be part of it. We'll make you a congressman or something. See, this is a three-dimensional world that's coming in. It says Suleiman is the one to start bringing in, because that's what the angel is. It's three-dimensional guidance. It's your three-dimensional mind. Right now you got two-dimensional mind, which is sealed Bible. Sealed Bible is given to Adam. It's two-dimensional, because he would rule for 500 years in the two-dimensional world. Religion, democracy, capitalism. What is capitalism? Maximum profit, minimum overhead. That means slavery by definition. The more they can get out of you, the less they have to pay you. So they fed us shitlings. Okay? While we was making gold and stuff for them. Beef, steaks, cornbread, biscuits, wine. And we was drinking shit, eating piss. I'm going to close out in a minute, brothers and sisters. But see here, The Arab Muslim slave trade, also known as a trans-Saharan. They don't talk about that one because that's where I got you. Oh, we gotta get them Shia. We gotta get them Sunnis over there. We gotta be getting Sunnism. Bullshit. Fuck that. They were slave traders too. They would trade us. Whole story of Joseph. When they saw us weak. They stepped on us and took our land. You think Algeria and Egypt, all those places, there was all black folks there. Those our lands. Morocco was all black. That's where the Moors came from, who controlled Spain for 700 years. Now all white folks down there, the Arabs, when they don't turn white when they was originally black. There's a whole other story. I talked about that the other day. And so they saw us down, they betrayed us, and plus they were slave traders themselves. It says what kind of slave? It says the Arab Muslim slave trade, also known as a trans-Sahara or Eastern slave trade, is recognized the longest in history, even longer than what these devils did to us, spanning over 1,300 years. It forcibly removed millions of Africans from their homeland, millions, into Arabia. That's our homeland too, really, but that's another story. Subjecting them to brutal conditions while they labored in foreign lands. And you want to tell us we got to go there, bow down and kiss their ass? They jinn anyway. They're jinn anyway. They don't want you to understand that. They may understand themselves. They're jinn. Because they were told Smith to Adam too, who's an Adam. As American Britain. They control, they say, I'll make a new rule on earth. Who's ruling earth? Is us? No, it's Europeans. They Adam. And the only people in the land, only people on the planet, only nation on the planet is them. They don't want their religion, they don't want their economics, they don't want their social, they don't want any of that stuff. They reject it all. They're the jinn. And we accept it all. We got it all. Unfortunately. So we the Muslim because we accept it. We the angels said we're going to submit to them. But we redeemed at the end by submitting them. That pressure they put us, because that means that we were under intense pressure. But it wasn't supposed to afflict us. We're supposed to serve them. They afflict us. They'll be judged for the affliction. But the affliction put so much pressure on us that it converts from coal into diamonds. It's no story together. That's why make man now like is not image, male and female. Which thing take to form you into that higher situation? You got to be able to put you on intense pressure. And the dam is breaking now. What dam? By submitting to them, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, and I'm going to close. That means they didn't suffer the consequence for what they was doing. So they had 500 years of grace. They pardoned everything else, because what they were doing, every action has opposite equal every action has opposite equal reaction. That means you pay a consequence for everything you do. You can't get away from it. That principle holds for everybody. God, Holy Spirit, whoever you call on, Shiva, Buddha, whatever. It affects everything. Everything exists and no one get past it. Every action has opposite equal reaction. That's the nature of the universe, period. It's no exception, ever. Or never will be, ever will be. You can't get around it. Right? The only thing you can do is dam it up. So what they were doing to us by we submitting, that means we took it, that means we didn't react. We just held it up. That means we dammed it up. So we dammed up 500 years. That's why I said at the end of the 400 years, right? He said, doing them as they've done to you, do double. So now we released this, the dam was dammed up. They didn't get away. It just was held back. So they had 500 years of grace where they was part of everything else. They thought they was getting away with it. No, it was throwing it up. So now the dam is about to break. Now what they said, what you've done should be done to you. You reap what you sow. Said God's not mocked. That means that you can't get away from that. So now it's about the dam is breaking. And all they did to us is now, and that's happening to false Israel over there right now. All they've been doing to those Palestinians and everything else, now it's come back on them. They the Amalek. Abraham sees. Let me talk this and then I'm going to close out, brothers. This one I'm going to show what I was just talking about. See what I say here? And in thy seed shall all the nations of earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my word. I mean, what are we talking about here? Obeyed my voice. This says, Abraham's seed will cause all the nations to be blessed. So if false Israel is Abraham's seed, how do they call it blessedness? They bless us. They bless Russia. They bless America. America's bankrupt, trying to keep false Israel afloat. All the money spent over there fighting and everything else. So who they? But us, did we bless all the nations? America. They worked us. Why? Because we obeyed God's voice. I mean, we were submitted. That's what it's talking about. We submitted. And so we worked, and everybody got rich off us. America got rich off us. That means Europe got rich off because they took they shared their riches with Europe. Then Europe took a little further, went down to Africa and took advantage of our brothers, Esau. So the black folks, right, but particularly us, they got rich off us. We made America great. And then he said, well, how about the Chinese? Well, how did they get, there was a basket case back in the 50s. What happened to jobs that we supposed to have gotten here? Right? They sent them to China because they once have them. They made Detroit a basket case where it was like a black Mecca. They said all those jobs overseas, that's why America's not producing anything anymore. And now China's become too great. Yeah, because how they do it? Because you gave them the jobs that you didn't want us to have, and you built prison for us, three strikes, and you act all that kind of stuff. You do all that because you didn't want us to have them. And then what's about India? They got a thing called SIC codes, SIC. It means Standard Industrial Codes. So every time a new industry come in, they do a demographic to find out who's the best. Like if it's a model industry, right, they might say, well, women's the best. So they start training women because they want to be on top of that industry when it comes in. That's what they do at demographics. So the fact is, when computer came in the 60s, they said, hey, they did the demographics, they found that black people, original people, would be best suited for programming. Oh, you think that's a lie? You try to cover it up. I went to the program because Jimmy Carter started the program. And Urban League was the one that did the administrative part. IBM did the equipment and the teaching. And our industry guaranteed they would give jobs to the people that came top 10% of the class. You went 3 months and they paid you while you was going. I went to the program. I came out top first in my class. I knew a name like Raheem, right? I probably had a hard time getting a job. And they did, because IBM was my first choice. They wouldn't take me, even though that was their agreement. So I ain't going to become rewards. Right? And then Reagan came in and scrapped that program. Because he said, man, you can't just same reason why he's sending jobs to China. We can't have them niggas have them, because man, that's a national security industry. We can't have them controlling that, man. They'll take control of the country. You won't be able to talk to the niggas anymore. They be living next door to us, man. They make so much money. He scrapped that program. And then it made this movie called I'm Alive, #5. When nobody even saw it, or you thought Indian was somebody running around here with feathers in their hair, running around here getting shot by cowboys. That you thought Indian was. Right? But this was a person from India that nobody even seen him before. You ain't seen him in the movies or nothing, except Gunga Din or something. And they was like savages running around elephants or something. All of a sudden, you got a movie called Look Up It Up. I'm Alive, #5. It was an Indian guy. Who the hell was that? Nobody knew anything about India. And what he did, he made a robot come alive. The robot actually came alive. People hardly knew about robots back then. The robot came alive. I'm Alive, #5. Man, them Indians, they really smart, man. They ain't know, millions of them here. That was the whole point. So everybody accept them. So they come in and took the jobs that they didn't want black folks to have. And they put you in jail, put your ass in jail, 3 strikes you out and everything else. So they give you AIDS and crack and everything else. So now they got rich off of us again. All the nations. That's what it says. By your seeds, that shows it ain't false Israel, because anybody got rich off them but them. They got rich off us too. Off the Hollywood, rap bars and everything else, they got rich off of us. Only got rich, only baby rich themselves. That proves right there that we're true to Abraham. Everybody's got rich off us except us. Elijah Muhammad's trying to break that cycle and see what happened with that. Farrakhan came and got rid of it. Oh no, he got rid of it. When he was alive, you the one killed it. I was there. I was there with Elijah Muhammad from 775 till he departed. I wasn't just there, I was there. I was a foreman, Muhammad Street newspaper, night foreman. Anyway, that's another story. That's what And because we submitted, so we dammed up the consequence. Said, Smith, just take it. Your day will come. And then you would let dam it up so they party and they have a good time. And then once you let it go, that's bad to destroy them. Understand, brothers and sisters? That's what happened. That's a fact. Let's tell them wrong. That tells you who see Abraham, because nobody else can say that. No other nation got rich got all other nations rich. America didn't go all the way. America's impoverished everybody. They sure impoverished us. They didn't make us rich, did they? They didn't make Africa rich, are they? So who's the one made everybody make all nations rich? Us. And then right here, right, it says, he said the angels, be submissive to Adam. They submitted. Who didn't submit? Iblis. The only one that go along with none of their systems is Sunni Arabs. They're the jinn. They got the form of Islam, doing no substance. They said, we're going to keep doing like we was doing before. So I'm going to keep on serving you like I served before. That's what they're saying. I'm going to keep on doing my Ramadan. I'm going to keep on with the Quran. I'm going to keep on with staying in Arabia. I'm going to keep on with Hajj. But I ain't submitting to Adam. So that means you ain't no God, you ain't no Muslim, then are you? If Muslim means those towards submission to the will of Allah, you ain't a Muslim. You fake. But who is the Muslim? The one that said, oh. Is that too heavy for you? I mean, wait, first, why did he choose Adam, who made commission shed blood? Why did he choose him over everybody else? Was that, that's a righteous God that creates everything right. So why would he choose someone that's wicked? Why would he choose someone that's wicked? And then tell you submit to him. And if you submit to somebody that's wicked, it means he's going to make you like that, like them. So that means you the Muslim. Whoa. Let me watch out, because there should be a flying carpet come over here in a minute and drop some prayer beads on me. You see? That's the mathematics of it. Because Muslim means those towards submission to the will of Allah. And we the real Muslims, just like the lesson say. And they the jinn. Because they ain't following Allah's, they got his structure, but they say, I'm not going to obey your will. They come tell us, your Islam ain't right. You right. That true dimensional Islam that you got ain't right. See? Ours is right. Unless you got a two-dimensional status. I'm Sunni. I think got your head stuck up somebody's ass on praying. Okay? Gods don't pray. Master Muhammad didn't pray like that clown tell you he prayed. No, he recited the Quran 6 to 8 hours a night, walking back and forth. That's how I learned the wisdom of that. It's an old story. That's one of the 5 pillars. Okay, I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. But I'll say this quick thing about the proud. See, pride, that's mostly a two-dimensional thing. Because in a two-dimensional world, it's an emotional world. That's why you go to tribulation, because you got to rise above emotions to the mathematical world. There's no emotion there. 5 plus 5 is 5, it's 10. 5 alive is 10. There ain't no emotion in the world. It's almost 6, almost 11. No, it's facts. But you're in the emotional world right now. It's close, it's almost 11. Okay? And the proud, right? They're about themselves. They're not about Hajj. They cannot achieve Hajj. Because Hajj is one of the 5 pillars. Hajj is when the body's working together. Proud is a cancer. It's just looking out for itself and taking advantage of all the other cells. But Hajj is the heart cell pumping blood to the lungs pushing air back to the heart cell. See what I'm saying? So we got a lot of proud. The traitors, some of them are proud. And says proud will be stubble. See? Said, behold, they come in, this is Malachi, right? And shall burn as an oven. All the proud, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Stubble, right? Means you're underfoot, two-dimensional. Floor is two-dimensional. You didn't think that two-dimensional stuff mattered. You thought it's just something I made up. Here's the proud. So all kinds of ways. Proud. Some sort of proud. Demons. Some demons are proud, but demons are proud then too. Proud. They walking, you know. But Hajj, they working together. Heart cell say, I don't want to be no butt cell. Well, you love your butt cell just as much as you love your foot cell, because your butt start hurting, your heart, everything else is hurting. We don't look down on, hey, you a butt cell. No, all of them are treated equally. But see, this world ain't like, wait, man, he got $1 million, he's more. No, we don't have that crap. We get home. All the cells are equal. They serve their function. Your brain cell, then we expect you to serve the function of a brain cell. And your foot cell, we expect you to serve that function. And we praise you for it and respect you for it. Not like here, oh man, he says a foot cell, man. Look me, man, I'm a heart cell. F him, man. I'm superior. We don't have that crap at home. Okay. I'll keep going further, but I'm definitely going to close after this. The mind delusion. Let me see what I got here. See here? Now they got two things here. They don't tell you that Africa, we live in the cities. They tell you we live in the jungle. That's really suburban Africa. Because in Africa have major cities, not just Cairo and Timbuktu, major cities. And this is where people live. And the kings and queens, they weren't dictators, administrators. Because he had a priest, he would get the scripture from the scientists, like the Quran or whatever. He interpreted it, gives it to people, and then the preacher, the king would take it and minister it and say, okay, this is what we need to do to make this happen. Now you could go along with that. If you don't go along with it, then okay, bye. You're out of Hajj. When they'll kill you and put you in jail, you say, okay, well, just go on with your thing. You go to starve to death for everything, whatever, that's your business. But they tell you this over here on the right. This is what we was. When we was really like this. And some of us did live out in the suburbs, out in tribes. Just like you got people here, what they call them, Appalachian, the rednecks, whatever. They live out in the suburbs, in the mountains. You wouldn't say out in America, would you? Okay. But that's what they tell you. This was us. Bone in our nose, place in our mouth, cannibals. We weren't cannibals. We were never cannibals. Okay, what's next? And see, if you believe this one, then you accept this. Because you think this step up. You say, thank you, Master. You guys out of that field. You guys out of that jungle, man. The lions eating us, we're eating ourselves, man. We're starving, man. And you see what animals are carrying on. And because you think you was this, you did a step up. So you appreciate this. You actually praise Master because he saved you from this. But if you knew you was this, you say, fuck Master. See, that's why I didn't want you to see this. I talked about my presentation yesterday about the Mamelukes, Hannibal, the Moors. See, that's what these were. That's why I had to give you this. So you appreciate them, you love them. Because if you knew this, you say, fuck them. That's the game. And you got some Negro butts, some are demons. What you saw old movies back in the 20s, they had blackface. They took white people and put, maybe I should show some pictures of that. And then they said, well, when movies came out, they said, well, that's not going to work too well. Even though they're still trying to do it, we can actually get black folks to play those stupid roles, make you look like Stephen Fletcher. Oh boy, if you watch old Stephen Fletcher movies, they call him Lightning. Pathetic. They call him Lightning because he was talk so slow. He talk slow. Hey, good morning. How you doing today? That's what he thought. And he would walk real slow, right? Until he saw something scared him. Like he saw a rat. When he walked past the graveyard, realized it was a graveyard, and then it was like a lightning bolt. That's why they call him Lightning. Yes, Master. How you doing today, Master? Why he play that role? So you can make money as a trader. And then you all remember Amos and Andy? Amos and Andy started on the radio before they, and it was two devils playing Amos and Andy. Hey, Amos, hey, Andy. Yeah, Amos. Yeah, man, it was two devils. And Sapphire, hey, Sapphire, why your head so hard? She was a black woman, but she was a devil playing. Hey, Sapphire, why your head so hard? And then when they went to TV, they said, well, that ain't gonna work too well. So they got some Negro butts traders to play the parts. Same old stupid parts. Like Cosby, all the clowns. What's that guy, Martin Lawrence? Dog. I don't know any black folks act like that, even in the stupid stage. Because who's controlling that? Oh, Mr. Falls Israel. Who's making money off of us again? One brothers and sisters. See? That's this game. Mind control. Tell you it was this, and you accept this. You find you was this, and you start kicking ass. Oh. Where am I at? Okay, close. One more last thing, brothers and sisters. I already showed you this, right? 3-dimensional, that's what we're going to. This is where it's 2-dimensional Islam. It's 3-dimensional. Watch this. It's happening before your eyes, brothers and sisters. Let's show you. Watch this. That's that false sign there. That's what we're looking at. All false Israel. They see Abraham. And the war's all about you. See? Take it down. That's true sign. They're pointing up to that. As we come together, because they found we're true to Abraham. Then we got a vision. We start coming together. See the great army, just like it says in Exodus. When the war starts, it'll be a war, a sign of war, but no sign of victory or defeat. That means happening during that time while the war is going on. This war is happening right now. I'm definitely going to leave it there now, brothers, since I got to. Yeah, Dan's about to break. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. There you go. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.